cadets.
Good morning, sir.
Very good. Can anyone tell me why the most iconic symbol of this country is the bald eagle? Can anyone tell me why that bird serves as the most iconic emblem of this country? Are you not eagles? Are you not silver eagles? Is that not the name of your group? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And yet you can't tell me why that bird, why you have that bird on your chest. Iconic bird. Unlike any other bird in the world. Not a chicken, not a turkey, not a dove, not a pigeon. We're talking about an eagle. You see, eagles have the ability to fly higher than any other bird in the world. Upwards of more than 20,000 feet. You will never find a flock of eagles. They do not exist. Eagles soar independently and on their own. You do not see them often. You do not see them flying in groups. That bird was selected for this country because of its strength, its power, its courage, because it means something far above anything else. So what I would like to share with you today is something you should be very, very, very familiar with. Attitude and effort. Are you familiar with those two words?
Yes, sir.
You should be, because you wear them as proud cadets of Sandalwood High School. Attitude and effort. How many of you ever been to a thrift store? You bought anything out of the thrift store? You have? Okay. I like to go to thrift stores not to find just anything, but I go to find books to build my book collection. And recently, when I went to a thrift store, I saw this book on the shelf. Sitting on the shelf like this now, when you look at it, you can't really see the title of the book because the letters are blue and the spine is black. So you have to look at it real close to see what it is. So when I looked at this book, I was like, I wonder what book that is. And this is a book written by one of the most iconic college basketball coaches of your time, Coach Mike Krzyzewski, known as Coach K at Duke University. And this book is titled Leadership with the Heart. Leadership with the Heart. And I will read a couple of passages from this book as I talk to you about attitude and effort. And the first one is this. A real winning attitude. A real winning attitude is about standards of excellence. The most recognizable standard in this world is excellence. Not average, not the best, but excellent. When you're excellent, you're at the very top. Each one of you, each day of your life, should strive for excellence. Don't accept mediocrity. Don't accept being an average student. Be above average. No, be better than average. Be an excellent student. See, excellence is what kind of letter grade? Very good. It's an A. It's not a C. It's not a B. It's an A. Excellence, which are variable from year to year, from team to team. Being the best you can be. Being the best you can be. And doing the best that you can will give you excellence. Being the best you can be and being the best you can. Attitude and effort. See, attitude starts here. It starts in your mind. There are 3 variations of attitude. 3 variations. 3 variations. But they come down to just 2 variations altogether. The variations deal with good and bad, positive and negative, and in one of the early classes it talked about aggressive and passive. When you embark upon being or having a good attitude, good things happen to you. You know that as a child growing up. When you do good things at home, do good things happen?
Yes, sir.
I like to think of them as perks and benefits. When I was growing up, I always tried to make sure I kept my perks and benefits so that nothing would be taken away from me. Because you know when you do something wrong at home, that punishment comes down and you put on probation. That's not a good thing. Okay? And for those of us who need to use our parents' car, man, when you go to ask for that car and they say no, man, you've lost some of your perks and benefits. But if you're doing good things, the answer most times is going to be yes. So you need to work on your attitude. If your attitude has been bad, you need to work on getting it to good. If it's been negative, you need to work on getting it to positive. People expect things from people with good and positive attitudes. Would you agree with that? Do you expect much from people with bad attitudes? You shouldn't, because a person with a bad attitude, you know what they're going to do to you? They're going to let you down. They're going to let you down. You're going to count on them for the wrong thing or the right thing, and they're going to let you down because they got a bad attitude. They always see things negative. They always complaining. Never something good to say. Work on your attitudes first. Work on that good and positive attitude. See, those things in your attitudes will take you far in life. If any of you aspire to be an officer in the military, your attitude is going to make the difference. Because the way you respond to people, the way you treat people. I want you to think about the last time you treated somebody in a bad way. I want you to think about that. Something you may have said or done to that person. You may not have meant it, but still you did it, or you said it. And think how it made them feel. Think about when somebody says something negative to you. How did that make you feel? See, it's easy to bring people down with negativity. But as cadets, as future leaders, you need to raise everybody up with positive attitudes. A good word, a kind word, motivation, encouragement, inspire your fellow cadet to do their job better. Help them when they are struggling. See, that's what good people do. That's what a good friend does. That's what you should be working on. Because if you're not doing that, you're off the beaten path of where you need to be going. Your attitude. Your attitude. How you treat people, how you speak to people. You know what comes out of good attitude? You should be very respectful. See, if you got a great attitude, you should be respectful. Not just of adults, not just of people older than you, but you should respect your friends and your peers just because they're a person just like you. That's what good attitudes do. So, if you've had a challenge with your attitude lately, if you're kind of off a little bit, if you're kind of being kind of negative and kind of not being friendly and courteous and those things to people, put it in check and get it right. Go up to someone who might be having a bad day and encourage them with some good words. Attitude, ladies and gentlemen. Attitude. How you want to achieve things. And then finally, there's effort. Effort, like the word leadership, is an action word. Action words. See, there's some words that are non-action words, and you won't get very far with non-action words. I'll give you an example of a great non-action word. And a lot of you probably do this quite often. Hope. Hope. I hope I make good grades. I hope I pass the test. I hope I have some friends. I hope I can do this. I hope I can do that. That's not an action word. That's a word of faith. That's a word of faith. But effort and leadership are action words. What kind of effort are you going to give to yourself? What kind of effort are you going to give to your unit? What kind of effort are you going to give to your family? People who give poor efforts are not winners. You can't win if you're giving a piss poor effort. You can't be a champion if you're giving a piss poor effort. You won't be on top giving a piss poor effort. You can't be a winner if your effort is less than. What do you think maximum effort is in terms of a number? What do you think the number for maximum effort would be? Somebody tell me. Yes. How much? 100? Very good. Yes, sir. Infinite. Now that is one of the most unique answers I've heard for that question. Infinite. Endless. Endless effort. Anybody else want to give me a number? What's the norm that people say if you want to give effort? What is that number? Yes, sir. 110%. See, that 10% is extra. That's what you want to be getting to. Man, 100% is fantastic. It's great. But if I asked you to give me 10% more, can you do it for me? Can you give me 10 more percent? Huh? If I asked you to do 10 push-ups, can you give me 15? See, that's where the extra comes in, that extra effort. Do the extra. Do the effort. Do what needs to be done in order to achieve where you need to get to. Effort. Attitude. I'm going to read you this last passage. Leaders. How many leaders I got in here? Now don't raise your hand if you're not a leader. It's okay if you're not a leader. Okay. I see a handful of leaders. Okay, put your hands down. Leaders instill respect for authority by having a caring attitude. See, when you care about somebody, you can't be negative. It's impossible. By being direct, by having good and regular communication skills, and lastly, ladies and gentlemen, what good leaders are? Good leaders are honest. Honest, direct, and they care. Where do you care from? Where do you care from, son? From your heart. From your heart. There's a reason why your heart is what it is. There's a reason why people say you can't measure the fight of the dog until you measure the heart of the dog. You can't determine how strong I am by looking at me. You got to measure my heart. So, ladies and gentlemen, work on your attitude to become a better person. Work on your effort to help somebody else get better. When you do those two things, I guarantee, Flight Commander, I guarantee, when you give of yourself, your cadets will do more. Any leader, when you give more of yourself, your followers will do more for